If you want to get started with Stop Motion Studio so you can make stop motion animations on your phone for free, you're in luck, because today I'm going to give you a full basic stop motion tutorial using Stop Motion Studio. Let's go! Hey guys, welcome back to Learning Curve Tech, where I learn tech with you. And if you want to get videos like this and even more creative tech videos, subscribe and hit the bell so that you can be the first to get new videos every week. Now for this tutorial, you will need a phone, a free app called Stop Motion Tutorial, which I'll link down below, or any other app. If you want some ideas, check out this video above. You will also need something to hold your phone to keep it steady, and of course, you'll need something to animate. Before you start, get your phone steady and then close any windows that are open. Then turn on some lights and you're ready to go.
Once you have all your things prepared for your animation and ready to go, you'll launch your Stop Motion Studio app, and this is the home screen. So on the home screen, you have a couple different options. You have these different projects that you've been working on, and you also have this three little bars up in the top left hand corner. Click on those. You can change your settings, you can import a project, or you can go to the help page. Say in your settings you have a did you know shutter sound enabled. Just lets you be able to hear the shutter sound, and if you don't really want to hear it, you don't have to have that on, but I like it on because it helps me know when I took a picture. You can also reset Stop Motion Studio, but that would remove all files permanently, so you may not want to do that. Then, of course, the About. So to start a new animation, just click New Movie. Then you'll find this section. There's a little thing that says tap here to add more pictures. So that's where you can go to start taking photos, but before that, you may want to go over to the little settings in the left, and then it looks like the frames per second is good, 15. You can either do 12, 15, whatever you really want. 24 tends to be a little bit harder to do because you have to take more pictures. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to stay at 15. You can then choose your fades if you want to fade in and out, and a fade out, but I just want to keep it at normal. And then you can choose your aspect ratio if you want to make it more like a cinematic mode, or a square, portrait, TV, or widescreen. But usually the HD TV is fine because that's what most phones are and most computer screens are, and that's what most people will be viewing it at anyways. But if you do want to make it more cinematic, you can use the cinema mode. Next up, there is a foreground, so you can add binoculars, and if you pay for the version, you can get all sorts of other stuff, but I don't want to get that. But if you want to buy the full version, you can. I believe it's $5 or $6. It's not that much, so definitely if you want to get all those features, definitely go and buy that. And then you have filters. There's only one filter, so it's pretty limited. Here is the different qualities. You can get HQ if you pay for it, 4K, pay for it. So yeah, definitely go pay for it if you want to get better quality. And you can also choose the playback if you only want to play the last couple of frames, or if you want to play it as a loop, but usually I just like keeping it normal. On this page, you can also add frames that you have from maybe your phone reel if you have a bunch of frames that you want to import to make an animation, but I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to go over it and tap here to add some pictures, and that will take us to this page. And you'll notice right away it's not in focus at all, it's pretty blurry. So here's different options for cameras. You have your wireless camera, which is the far right. Then over here you have your modes. I would probably not keep it on auto. You can either keep it on the AL or the B. And over here we have our different white balance. Usually tungsten is good if you're indoors, which you probably should be. And then you have exposure compensation if you want to make it brighter. You can go ahead and bring your brightness up, but usually your camera will do a pretty good job of keeping it in the right brightness, but I usually do like to make it a little bit brighter. And then you can also zoom in, and then over here to the left is the onion skin and your little grid, so you can tap that to turn it off, or turn it back on. I like it on because it helps me frame my images. Then your onion skin is up here. It's a little slider. Now it's time to frame your image up. You can even test out where you want your character to go. You don't have to use a car. I'm just using a car because it's really easy for me to animate, and I have lots of experience animating cars. But say I want it to start here. I want it to curve back here, and then I want it to go around and come back. Just do a loop. So I'll have it start in the middle. And now there's two different ways you can go about this. You can, for each frame, you can tap focus, tap on the picture, and that would be for every frame. So next frame, you'd have to tap it again. Next frame, you'd have to tap it again. You can also just tap it once in your starting position, then animate the rest, and just not worry about it going out of focus. So now I'm gonna go ahead and animate the start of the car. And since cars don't just automatically just start going fast, they usually pull out and start going faster. So now I'll go ahead. I have my focus locked, my exposure locked, I have my car where I want it, and then I'll go ahead and take my first frame. And make sure that you're keeping your camera steady, and I want to have a little bit of onion skin, kind of makes it a little ghosty image. And I'll just move it a little bit so that we don't have it starting off too fast. I'll take another picture. Move it a little more than the last time, but not too much more. Because remember, we're starting off with really small increments. And right there, I took one too many. So later, I'll go back and delete that picture, but not now. I don't want it to stop too abruptly. Kind of have it come to a slower stop. But it's kind of like when it starts, except for it's the opposite now. It's moving less and less as each frame goes by. And we might just have one more frame. You can even do a little bit of a small movement forward, and then a small movement back. And then we'll go ahead and play that really quick. And it looks pretty smooth, so let's go back to the playback section and we'll play that through. And right now I'm going to go back and delete that one frame that I took too many of. Delete that one. So now once you are done, you can add a title and credits or audio, whatever you want to add. You can record audio to do voiceovers if you have characters that have mouths. Once you are back in the home page, you can click select, then select which one you want to export. So I'll export my first movie, which you can also rename if you want. And then you can copy it by pressing that little thing with two squares and a plus sign, and delete it by obviously pressing the trash can. Play it, or share, which is three little dots connected by lines, and then you have export movie, animated GIF or GIF, however you want to pronounce it. You can export it as images, a flipbook, or a project, but I'm just going to export it as a movie. And then you have a bunch of different ways you can do it. I'm just going to upload it to Photos, and it does take a little while to upload. So now you can go back to your photos, your Google Photos, and watch that whenever you want. And from Google Photos, you can share it with others, you can edit it, whatever you want to do with it.
So now to learn more about stop motion, check out one of these videos and then subscribe right here. That's all for today, guys, and I'll see you next time on Learning Curve Tech.